Hey everybody, welcome to Process Server and Messenger. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, or whatever it is you do, wherever and however you watch the show. Also, I got up here, let's see if this little fade works. Boom. www.surfct.net and my Patreon, www.patreon.com/processserver and messenger. The first website, surfct.net, is my website if you need something served, especially to registered agents like LegalZoom and CT Corp. And then at the bottom there, you got the Patreon link, which is where I put extra bonus content and footage and cool, fun stuff for you to enjoy. And go ahead and check it out. It's a good time. All right, everybody. Thanks. All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Process Server and Messenger. I am Nick, your host of the show and creator of the show and producer, writer, content developer, marketer, sole proprietor. I'm wearing a lot of hats around here and also running the business. Process Server Messenger, a show about being a process server, being a messenger, being a small business owner, and the challenges that come from that. And today's episode is all about that. It's about challenges and overcoming stuff and the types of obstacles you're going to run into, stuff you can prepare for, stuff you can't prepare for, and stuff that's just going to catch you off guard. I loosely developed that as a topic for today because I've been bumping into a couple obstacles here and there and overcoming them. And, you just get used to it and it just becomes a way of life. And it's important when you're running a small business and when you're serving people. It's that's how you it's going to happen. You got to be ready for it. I'm also going to get into Paris-Nice, 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 as they say. Paris-Nice. It's a race I watched. This is becoming more of a sports blog, a sports podcast about cycling, but there's just so many good races on. It's crazy. I just started watching and getting into cycling a couple episodes ago, and it's just it's never ending. And Paris-Nice, crazy ride. It's pretty hardcore. I watched the UAE tour, and then I watched Paris-Nice. Excuse me, I got kind of a cough going. But man, Paris-Nice had a lot of weather, a lot of climbing, a lot of. It was tough. It was a hardcore race, and I had a lot of respect for those riders because, kind of made the UAE tour look like a walk in the park. that was a tough one, but we'll get to that after the Process Server Messenger business stuff. So yeah, today we're talking about obstacles and being prepared and overcome and stuff. Stuff like there's weather. In the last episode, I talked about my windshield wiper blade a little bit and how it wasn't working, and I finally replaced. Well, I bought a replacement this morning. I went out there to try to replace it. I didn't know how to do it. I came back and YouTubed it, went back out there, tried again. Still didn't do it, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try it again. It's just you stand out there for 20 minutes trying to replace the windshield wiper blade, and you can't do it. And the neighbors are starting to watch, so they're starting to judge you a little bit. I guess I felt a little bit embarrassed of how many times I tried and failed to do it. But the good news is I got the windshield wiper blade, and that'll be going on pretty soon. Whether or not it rains again, at some point it'll rain again, and I'll be glad that I replaced it. So there you go. That's one obstacle to overcome is things like your equipment. You take good inventory of your equipment and what you're working with when you got a small business, and it's very important for your operations, and you plan on replacing and fixing things, and then you do it, and then things break again, and then you're like, does this ever end? Do I ever need to, is there ever a point where I can get some rest from this? And the answer is no. You're always going to have to be on your toes. And I got this bike back here. Can't tell you how many times I've been out on the road and got a flat and needed to change the tire. And at first I was like, again, maybe you're sensing a theme. I'm not very handy with mechanical stuff, not good with cars, not good with, I'm okay with this bike over here, but it took me a while to learn how to get good at it and really how to use it and do a good job of maintaining it, especially when you're out there on the road and you think you're going for a quick little messenger run. And the next thing you know, you got a flat tire and now you're on a deadline and there's a time crunch. And that could really ruin your whole day, especially if you're just some, brand new bike messenger. But eventually, you learn how to fix that on your own if you didn't already know how to do that. I'm old enough where I should have already been doing that. I don't know how to tell you. Procrastinate a little bit with stuff like that, learning how to replace a windshield wiper blade and all that sort of, fix stuff yourself and replace stuff yourself. I try. I'm getting better as I get older, but at this age, I'm giving myself a pat on the back for being able to change the inner tube on a bike. I'll take that. That reminds me of some of the stuff I do to keep ahead of all the bumps and stuff like that. I got a AAA card, and I'm sure if you're a process server, you have one of those. I'm sure the value of having somebody who can be able to tow your car to a shop and you can deal with it later, especially if you're a guy like me who doesn't know how to fix stuff. So if your car goes down, you just really need to be able to call AAA and get them to take care of it for you. So, that's something to keep in mind if you're a process server. I'm sure you have a AAA card or some sort of roadside assistance tool or membership, because I've used that quite a bit over the years. It doesn't happen too often, but if you're serving people all the time like I am, it comes up and you're going to need it. And maybe in the last 10 years, I've used it 4 or 5 times. So yeah, get one, because even if you're not a process server or messenger, but especially if you're a process server, you're out there on the road a lot. And, that can change your day. That can make your day go from a bad day where you're going to have to pay for some replacement stuff to a really bad day where you're going to lose work and you're going to lose a lot by not being prepared. And even when you are prepared, sometimes you got to lose a little. But it's about just kind of being ready for that and being ready to face those challenges. I think the reason that this topic kind of came up is because as a small business owner, as someone running my own operation here, everything that goes down, you kind of, I take stuff for granted sometimes, even the printer working, the computer's working, my bike working, my car working. And then sometimes it feels like a lot of this stuff breaks down all at once. It's kind of cascading, like one thing will break and then the other, and then your phone's not charging. And then one of the, what happened to my car? I can't remember. One of the tubes that carries the water. See, I'm not a car person. I'm gonna not be able to describe this correctly, but one of the tubes that carries the water through the car and helps it cool down just kind of stopped working. It broke. It corroded. It eroded. Wear and tear. I asked the mechanic, who was a great guy, did a great job on my car, real fast and great price. I asked him, what happened. He said, it's a 2009 Toyota Corolla. It doesn't have that crazy mileage on it, but after a while you got to kind of replace some parts, and it was just a a tube that carries the water from some sort of water tank to. I'm sorry, I'm just going to stop talking about that because I told you I'm bad with cars. I'm bad with kind of stuff like that, replacing stuff, mechanical stuff. But yeah, he was just able to replace it. And I was thinking if I could have just learned how to replace that on my own, I don't know, I'd still probably have him do it. But I thought about it. But shortly after that, I have a couple of these podcasts recorded, and things were going good. And I had 5 episodes recorded, and then my camera stops working, and I'm filming this on the backup camera, on the backup equipment. I don't know. We'll see if the quality of the video changes. I'll have to work on that in production and see see how it looks. But things were kind of on a roll for a bit there, and then boom, something happens to the camera. And I don't know how to repair cameras, so I got to give that to someone I know who can look at it, try to fix it, and if they can't fix it, then take it to a camera repair shop. But that was just another thing that happened where business was going good and I was on a roll, and then but it's okay. I have backups, and that's important always to have a backup plan, and even a third backup plan after that, because things are going to break, and you got to expect them to break if you're trying to make money running a business in the long term. You either have to be good at repairing stuff, or you got to have backups. And so I'm trying to get a little better at both. I'm going to get better at working on cars, or at least my car. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I would love one day to be able to just do a little bit of work on my cars. It's just a Toyota Corolla, so it can't, how hard can that be? But I don't know where I would go to learn that, but that'd be great if something was going wrong with my car. I can kind of look at it before it went wrong, so I wasn't just out on the road calling AAA. That's how I kind of got with my bike. At first I was kind of, I would have to take it to a bike shop, but then I learned how to tinker with it and repair it and do little things here and there to kind of keep it running. And I haven't had any issues since I learned that. So it's been such a bonus. And I guess now it's time to learn how to use a car and fix a car. And that's something maybe I haven't been looking forward to, but now I kind of am. I'm kind of excited to kind of get into that. And I don't know. I'll keep you posted on how that goes. But, I never was interested in cars or anything, repairing cars. I guess it's because my friend started repairing and working on his car. And that was the first time. That was about a year ago. He started working on it. It's a Jaguar. And I started watching his videos he does of him learning about repairing it. And I was like, man, that should be me. That could be me. I could do that. How hard could it be? A Toyota Corolla. I can replace the tube on that, and it'll be good for my business, because the next time something happens, I can prevent it from happening by keeping maintenance on it, and just keeping the business. It'll help keep the business running smoother by avoiding or learning how to deal with these hiccups in a better way. So, yeah, that's just a topic I wanted to talk to you, because as a business owner, you're going to have a lot of those problems, and you're going to need to learn how to just learn how to deal with them quickly. You don't have unlimited budget. You don't have unlimited staff. You don't have a expert department, or, with a huge budget that this printer goes down over here. I'm going to be looking it up and fixing it and getting in there and cleaning it, and learning why there's streaks on the pages when it prints, and learning how to troubleshoot that. And same with the bike, and maybe one day with my car. And like this all kind of started because that camera. I have to fix it now, and who cares? I'll fix it. It'll be fine. And we'll be back to the normal productions as I had been doing them. But it just was kind of, I wasn't even really feeling that bad. I just kind of was reflecting on all the little hiccups I've had to overcome these last couple of weeks, and I thought, that's a good enough topic as a small business owner. It's something everybody can kind of relate to. If you're running the show, you're always putting out fires here and there, and you kind of just get used to it. And then the next step is get ahead of it and start making sure those fires don't even get started. Instead of putting them out here or there, you're planning ahead and got plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. But one of the good things is because I'm running the show today off of my MacBook and filming it with that camera, I have this cool little sound effects thing on my Mac that I've never used, but I downloaded, and it's got some cool sounds on it. Maybe I thought I'd use them during the podcast, but so far it hasn't come up. But let's say I start talking about riding my bike. I don't know if you heard that. Well, I'll have to see if that worked, but that was a bike bell. So there you go. I got this little, I don't know what to call it, a sampler, a little sampler, and it's got a bunch of cool sounds on it that I haven't used. Drum roll, please. So yeah, sound effects. They got a couple cool car ones here, I guess, but if I tell a driving story, I'll try to throw one or two of them in. So, every rose has its thorn. Every cloud has a silver lining. Been raining in Los Angeles. Traffic hasn't been bad. Rain hasn't even really been that bad. But that's just been what's happening. A lot of rain, a lot of traffic, a lot of work, and a lot of little tiny things to overcome, like broken cameras and replacing windshield wiper blades. And the show must go on, as they say. So if you're running a business, if you want to be a process server, get a AAA card, get a Costco membership, get some replacement windshield wiper blades, and always have a backup plan, because when you're running the show, if things go wrong, you got to keep it rolling. That's one of the worst parts of when one of the first times my car had problems and I was new and fresh to this and young. That sort of thing would take me out of work for a day or two or three, while I was dealing with it. And I don't have staff. I don't have people working with me, people who can do this work for me while I deal with that, or a team or a department that'll fix that. A lot of the stuff is just stuff I'm handling myself. And if you run into an obstacle like that, it eats up a lot of your time. Not only you're fixing your problems that you got in front of you, but you got other problems piling up. There's work coming in, and even if your car's not working, you still got to be able to hit the road and serve some people, so you got to be able to fix your car at the same time and be able to go out and serve some people. So maybe you have a backup vehicle, maybe you have a second vehicle, your wife's car, your husband's car, your family car, something you can use just in case your main ride goes down. You don't want to lose those days of work. You want to just be able to keep rolling. And let's see, I guess not that much as bad has happened. Just this broken camera has really got to me. I was on such a roll with the podcast, and this is all the same. It's fine. But 5 episodes in a row, no hiccups. And then the camera stops connecting to the computer. So what are you going to do? Show must go on. All right. Now we're going to sports mode, sports edition, Perry bike race. That was tough, man. That was grueling. I watch American sports, baseball, football, NFL, NBA, MLB, and those guys are tough, and they're hard workers and great people, and and all that. And I'm not trying to take away from that, but this race in Perigny has been. It's snowing, it's sleet, it's hail. I don't know if it hailed, but sleet, snow, freezing temperatures, crashes. I mean, the commentators were bringing up like how it was like playing an NFL game in Lambeau Field in the winter to compare to what these guys were doing. It was grueling, and I know cycling is kind of a grueling sport. It's a race, so there's going to be crashes. It's outdoors, so there's going to be weather. The the routes aren't. They're roads. They're going through cities. They're going through towns, and they're converting highways and streets and paths into race courses. So there's obstacles that you can't train for. How do you train for a team sprint through a small town in France? How do you train for that? There's nothing that can replicate that. So the weather, the rain, the conditions, that was tough. I don't know. These are tough athletes. It's hard to compare them to other sports because what they went through in this race physically was high difficulty, cold weather, bad conditions, tough roads, crashes. I found it to be like I was waiting for them to cancel the race. I mean, they wouldn't have. None of them wanted to, and I don't think any of them were like hoping for that. But that's how much to me I was like, oh my gosh, are they really going to go on like this? When is this? When do they shut this down? How do they let them keep riding like this? And none of them ever thought to stop it. They're racers, they're competitors. I'm not. So I'm like, someone call timeout. Like, just do it later when the sun comes out. Paris, it's the race to the sun, and there was really only sun on the last day. Let's see, winners of the time category, the best time. So the big winner of the yellow jersey, American Matteo Jorgenson. He is on Team Visma Lisa bike, and he's teammates with, oh man, I can't believe I'm forgetting this guy's name. He's like super famous, Jonas Vingegaard. That's his teammate, and that guy's won the Tour de France, and won a bunch of races, and he's like a legend and a great bike rider. And so I don't know, it's cool to see American Matteo Jorgenson win and do a good job. And he has this like really famous teammate who's really successful. And so there's got to be some sort of element of like one guy's on the rise trying to take away the glory from the guy who's the old school champion. You're the big dog on the team. You're the team leader, and you got this other guy. That's just what I saw. I don't know if that's what's happening. I'm not on the team. I'm just watching TV. These are just kind of things that I think. Is this young kid going to try to overtake the older guy, the legend? That's what it looked like. It looked like well, Vingegaard didn't finish the race. I think he had a crash. I didn't see exactly when. I watched all the stages, but maybe I wasn't looking at that point. At some point, I think he was on stage 5 or 6. He dropped out. He had a crash and he dropped out. It was he didn't really have a good stage 4 and wasn't too happy, and gave an interview afterwards that was I don't know. He said they should have stopped the race because the conditions were so bad. And on stage 4, I agreed with him. I was like, oh my gosh, how are they still going? They're getting snowed on, and this is crazy. It's also kind of dangerous, but cycling's got a history of being dangerous. It's a racing sport. All racing sports have that element of danger to them. But it was uncommon for me to see a athlete kind of complaining. Man, I don't know if he was complaining, but just kind of putting it out there that he just was unhappy. Didn't think they should have kept racing. At stage 4, he also kind of broke away. His teammate Jorgensen, who won the race, was winning at that point. And at stage 4, he broke away from his team, and at the very end of that race, at that stage, and he captured the yellow jersey briefly. by finishing ahead of his teammate, and the commentators were saying what kind of a drama it was that he would overcome his teammate like that. And to make it worse, he didn't even win the stage. He ended up in the last couple meters or so losing it to I forgot exactly to who, but so he took away his teammates' lead, and he didn't even win the stage. They were saying, and then after that, he gave a kind of not too happy, not too pleasant interview. So it was interesting. I was like, oh man, it's not just American athletes who are kind of snooty and snotty when things go bad. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, if he was at full health and if he was still going and rocking by the end of this, I think he fell and injured himself pretty bad. I think the consensus was not finishing the race for him was the right move because he was pretty banged up from the fall, and he needed to help. This isn't the most important race of the year, so it was good that he kind of bowed out. But he was kind of having a rivalry moment with his teammate, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I watch too much Desperate Housewives or Real Housewives or Bravo drama. I'm just looking for the drama. But I got a hint of drama from those two. Jorgenson happy to win and finally be the guy in front, and then Vingegaard kind of the grizzled veteran. But Vingegaard, he's great, and he was hurt, I think, so he probably would have won, or I don't know, maybe Jorgensen would have still won, but you got to kind of assume that he would have done pretty well, and that his injuries are pretty. He needed to step out and kind of take a break from this race and move on to the next one or whatever his plan's going to be, however he heals. So good luck to him. Let's see, Florian Leipowitz, second place. Timon Ahrensman. Magnus Sheffield, another American. Michael Storr, number 5. Let's see. Then there was also the green jersey, Mads Peterson. This is the points. He was fun to watch. There's always a couple riders who are fun to watch throughout the race, even though they might not win. And Mads Peterson was one of them. He has a kind of a good attitude and was kind of snarky at some points with the camera. And he did a good job keeping me entertained throughout the race. So that was someone who I remember that was kind of a funny, interesting character. And so he won the points category. The climber category, the polka dot, Thomas Gauchinard. I'm just going to say Gauchinard. French guy. Good for him. Congratulations. The youth jersey, Florian Leipowitz. Okay, so that guy was the best young rider and got second place. So look at him go. Young guy. Let's look him up. Let's see. He's German. Let's see how old he is. It's pretty good to come in second place. Maybe he has a promising career ahead of him. Or maybe let's see how old he is. Yeah, 24. Young guy, just good for him. And then the team, Ineos, best team, Movistar, number 2, Red Bull. I'll get more into the teams one day. I still don't get the teams. I'm following the riders, but I'll pick a team one of these days. So if you're a professional cycling team and you're trying to, win me as a fan, maybe send me a shirt or something. I'm still in the market. There's a couple teams. I got my eye on the UAE team. Team Visma, Lisa Bike. So far, those are the 2 teams I'd go for, but I'm undecided. I don't know. I haven't picked a team. Just watching, just new to this, having a good time. So there was a couple other races that are going on, but I thought I was going to be watching these races and kind of catching up, and there was a race in Italy. I don't want to mess up the name. Adriatic. So let's look it up so I can say it correctly. Tirreno Adriatico. Okay, so that was going on. at the same time. And, I'll try to go back and watch that one. The trophy for that one was really cool. It's this giant trident. I suggest you look it up. It's this really cool, giant, real size trident. And I was watching the whole Paris-Nice because I don't know, that's just the one I picked. That was the one that was available on Max. I think even this one might be on the Max app. No, it was on Peacock. That's where I watched it. I watched it on Peacock, but I don't know. I just watched it. Paris-Nice, France. Cool. I'll watch this. I know that name, Jonas Vingegaard. I can watch this. So they got the Americans in there. I can Jorgenson. I can watch. Cool. And then they both finished today, and I clicked over to see who won the Tirreno Adriatico, and they were giving him this giant trident trophy, and I was like, that is so cool. That's the coolest trophy, I've ever seen, maybe other than like a wrestling belt. Those are cool. Like, this thing's cool. So good for him. Jonathan Milan was in that race. I know that guy. So I thought maybe I'll go over and watch it. There's just so many races. It's like crazy. How do you keep up with all this? So yeah, that was a sports edition, Paris-Nice. Excellent cycling race. Yeah, Tirreno Adriatico. Either I'm going to watch that or I'm just going to move on to the next race. Who knows? But yeah, do yourself a favor and check out the picture of the trophy that this guy won. Let's see who won. Let's see his name. Sorry, let's get to it. Let's see, what's this guy's name? Juan Ayuso, Team Emirates. All right, Team Emirates, possibly my team. Emirates, you hear that? You Team Emirates, send me a jersey, send me a shirt. I'll wear it. I'll root for your team. You got some winners over there. All right, everybody. That just about wraps up the podcast for today. So keep in mind, overcome your obstacles, plan ahead for them, and also watch more cycling. I guess that's the moral of today's episode of the podcast. Yeah, today's theme was overcoming obstacles and preparing for the obstacles you will definitely run into, whether it's a flat tire or a broken camera. Just keep your head up. Show must go on, and keep pushing forward, and best of luck to all of you. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. I'll produce this one up a little bit and get it up on the podcast as soon as I can. And in the meantime, don't forget to check out my websites, servect.net. If you need anything served to CT Corp lately, I've been serving a lot of documents to Experian and Lyft. So Experian, Lyft, Uber. If you got anything going to them, I'll serve that for you. Check out the site, servect.net. I also have the Patreon /Process Server Messenger. I've been posting basically a photo series. That's what I got right now. Pictures I've been taking around as I serve people, and just kind of all the different places I go and any cool shots that I can see. It's one of the best parts of being a process server is being able to, I guess it's not travel, but you go around and you see everything, and you see different neighborhoods of the city and of the county, and you get to go to neighborhoods and to businesses and to places you never thought you'd go. And it's a good contrast to just working in an office and being at your desk all the time. So I've been posting a lot of photos that I've been taking, and just kind of a photo city series that I got. I'm still working on trying to film from. I'm still working on a process server type diaries that I'm trying to film and going to put up there as soon as I work on all the kinks in that. But yeah, go ahead and check it out. Patreon.com/Process Server and Messenger. I'm on TikTok, Process Server and Messenger. I will be on TikTok. That's another thing I'm setting up. But I have an X account, Instagram. I think I have a Facebook. So just go ahead and check it all out, and follow and like and subscribe and leave some comments. And Yeah, I don't know. Talk to me. Leave a comment. I'll respond. If you ever need anything served, servect.net, and check out all of those other links. Check out the photo series. Check it all out. All right, everybody. Have a good rest of your day, and wherever you are and however you're listening, good luck out there and stay safe. Bye.